My name is Ebony Hall, and it is the year 2019. If you are finding this video, then I did not survive the zombie apocalypse. Just kidding, just kidding. Hello, how are you? My name is Ebony Hall, and this is my time capsule video that you have found, and thank you so much for watching. You're gonna find out some really good information and some things that I went through the year of 2019. So I have 3 special artifacts that I feel that was very prevalent in 2019, and they are my Sony FS5 camera, my Premiere Pro, and my smartphone. And I just wanted to touch bases on those 3 artifacts and give you a little bit more information about them. So without further ado, let's get started. So just to give you a little bit of background, I am currently a Full Sail University student, and my major is the digital cinematography program. And so one of my first artifacts has to do with my journey at Full Sail, and it is our camera that we use throughout our entire experience and course of projects. So it is the Sony FS5 camera, and it has been amazing to use. I've used this for not only for my class projects, but I managed to use them for personal projects and some of my freelance work too. And by far, it is an awesome camera. It is lightweight like a DSLR camera, so it was great for handheld shots. It wasn't heavy, it wasn't bulky. It was a little bit jarring when you first see it, and you know, it has all its attachments to it, and it looked like it could be very bulky, but it is certainly not. I chose this artifact because I know in the film industry it is always evolving. The next best camera, and this isn't even the top camera that is on the market, but it is ranking up there. The camera runs anywhere from $5,000 to $6,000. I don't know about y'all, I don't have the budget for that as a starting out filmmaker, but luckily with the program we were able to use, you know, it was provided with it for us in our program. So the FS5 is amazing, has amazing capabilities. It has 4K capabilities. It can go frame per second is like up to 240 frames per second, and has super duper slow motion capabilities. It built-in ND filters, which is amazing. I don't always have to worry about renting filters and having to switch out. It's right there, all provided on the camera, which I really did love about that. And it was an awesome camera, and I think the product that it turns out, you have different camera profiles, you have different filters that you can use as far as the camera profiles, and you can be able to adjust them so you can make your footage the best in raw form and in camera, and then when you translate it to your editing software, it was just a breeze to have your footage and see it come to life and come alive. And it was so good, so much good quality, very professional looking, and I think it was one of my top cameras that I usually used for my projects because I had the camera, and I wanted to be able to exhaust every possibility of using it. So in 2019, this was the go-to for me personally. Switching gears to transition from the production side of it, which I did, like I said, the first artifact that I did love to use is my camcorder, which is the Sony FS5, and then transitioning to my post-production, which is my Premiere Pro. So Premiere Pro was a editing software that gave the capabilities of achieving a cinematic product, taking your footage and creating something cinematic. So what I loved about this application, it offered a wide range of formats, whether you wanted to export your video from 1980 to 720 to 1280. You had those capabilities to format, readjust, and make those different changes based on what your client was looking for. So I love the versatility of that. I also love the multiple windows you could work out of. You can work out of multiple projects. You can queue different projects that you're exporting and go back to what you're working on. So I really love the bouncing back and forth and the multitasking abilities that it has had. And one thing that was great about it, in the year of 2019, you see a lot of evolution of full-time filmmakers, freelance filmmakers. You used to have people creating their own projects, doing short movies, doing major productions on their own and not being funded by production houses or having a big time name or company name. And with movies, it calls for a huge budget. But now it's beginning to get to that point where it is getting, you see people making waves. You see people making strides of the freelance filmmaker, where we're getting to utilize things that the movie houses are using, the production houses are using. And what I came to find out, that Premiere Pro is a editing software that a lot of our major movies that we watch, they use that program to complete the final edits on their movies. It is on a good playing field from enthusiasts to professionals. It can be used across the board. Any part of the industry, people can use it with. Lastly, for my last artifact for 2019 that I thought was very pivotal, and it had a large hand to do with pop culture, is my smartphone. Any smartphone, whether it was Android, whether it was iPhone, whether it was LG, Samsung. These are names that I'm pretty sure years from now, or whenever you open this, it is still there. And if not, the lines of communication is evolving. I mean, you're probably teleporting now. You're probably speaking to people through cyber, 3D or something like that. But this was the way we used to communicate, was with our smartphones. And the reason why I chose a smartphone as a thing of 2019, because 2019 is the year and is the time where pop culture has been heavily influenced through cell phones. This is our central hub of getting every information, every topic, every trend that is happening in the world, pretty much. So as it translates to my industry, which is cinematography, it is a great tool to use on set. This little phone can have the capabilities of helping you on your next production. And it has been. It can do anything where it's recording your audio. If you have a external mic, it has the ability to location scout. It has the ability to there is apps created for your smartphone to conduct a shot list. I mean, you can do your whole pre-production on your cell phone, which is amazing. Also, it has the capability of sharing things on social media. In 2019, smartphones was a very prevalent to sharing projects, photos, things you were eating, and you use these platforms such as social media to share your content. And cell phones were just the thing to use it for. And how I apply it for my industry related things, I can share my projects with my team. If I'm working on multiple projects and work with a large team, I might have an editor across the country and I can't be able to communicate with them, but I can communicate with them through my smartphone by sharing a timeline, sharing my edits, sharing my suggestions on what to change, what to do, and I could be able to connect with potential clients as well as future employers. Those are my 3 artifacts from 2019 that I thought was great to use and that it was a big help through my personal journey as a filmmaker. I encourage all your future filmmakers. I hope that you consistently evolve into knowing about your software, your programs, and your camera equipment. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I'll see you in the future.